Good afternoon. My name is Jacqueline and you are watching Today Tomorrow. Today's top story, empty nest ones. What are they, who are they, and why have TAC decided to produce promotions targeting them? The empty nest ones are a wide demographic but can be identified by these several traits. They are between the ages of 30 and 64 and have children who have already left the house and are living on their own. As a result, this group have a lot more time to spend on themselves and on their spouses. The empty nest ones may also already have grandchildren. However, this is not always the case. And now to Nicola for an exclusive interview with the marketing director of TAC.
Good evening, and thank you, Jacqueline. We now have Peter, the marketing director of TAC, with us here now. Thanks for joining us, Peter.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us what this new ad campaign is about.
So this campaign is a series of televised advertisements specifically targeted towards the empty nest ones, about the dangers of driving and driving whilst fatigued and fatigue in general.
So why televised ads with this new ad campaign? And what dangers of fatigue in particular?
So empty nest ones watch the most television out of any other demographic. They usually watch the primetime news as well as the primetime news, so 7 News, 9 News, and so showing a commercial ad right after the news or during the news would be beneficial for them, as they would see the negative consequences of driving while fatigued. In addition to that, they can reinforce and change their behaviors accordingly to drive in a more safe manner. So according to our surveys, 66.7% report feeling tired after a day's work, and 76.4% report feeling tired from the afternoon to late evening. With such a large percentage of empty nest ones reporting they feel tired after a day's work, it was important enough for us to start this campaign and spread awareness about the dangers of driving whilst fatigued.
Why do you think that empty nest ones use their car so much?
Many empty nest ones use their cars to drive to work, their full-time work, as well as this depends on the time vary between the early mornings and late evenings, just depending on their work shifts. They also use their cars to drive themselves to buy groceries and shop in general, and they also use their cars to drive to long distance vacations, obviously requiring long distance driving.
What are the main weaknesses of empty nest one drivers?
So many empty nest ones always find themselves somewhere in a rush, so the most convenient transport for them would be to drive. And so this may increase the risk of speeding and forgetting basic road laws, and particularly on the metropolitan and urban areas where speed cameras and light cameras are predominantly present. They're also experienced drivers, so they tend to be more ambitious and risk-take, like going on the phone whilst driving, eating and drinking whilst driving, just to save time out of their busy daily routines, and even forget to rest before even driving.
Now, the slogan of this campaign, if I'm not wrong, take a nap now, you wouldn't want to sleep forever. That seems pretty controversial. What is your response to this?
Whilst I understand why these ads may be confronting and uncomfortable to watch for some people, it is the uncomfortable truth that 20% of all road accidents each year happen due to driver fatigue. So hence why this issue needs to be addressed.
Thanks for your time, Pete.
My pleasure.
Back to you in the studio, Jacqueline.
Thank you, Peter, for the incredible insight behind the works of TAC. Up next, we have Brad, a recent victim of falling asleep at the wheel. The team here at Today Tomorrow have uncovered a new and shocking story in regard to fatigue driving. Here I have Brad Oldman on the phone with us this afternoon. Hi there, Brad. Can you hear me?
Yeah, good afternoon. I can hear you.
As I am aware, this car crash happened today, yes? Tell us what happened.
Well, where do I start? It all started in the year 1956. I was given my first play car. My parents, the Transport Accident Commission and Sleep Disorders Australia, used to say to me, "Listen, boy, or we'll cane you, you know." And they said being awake for 17 hours has the same effect as being over the legal alcohol limit, which is 0.05 blood alcohol concentration. I didn't believe them, and I laughed at them, And then they went on to claim driving when tired is a contributing factor in between 60 to 20% of all road crashes in Victoria. But yeah, it turns out they weren't lying.
Oh, so what actually happened?
Oh, well, it all started yesterday when I worked my shift from 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. And I just thought about what my parents, TAC and SDA said to me when I was young, as our last child recently moved out, being me, being an old person. I was up the night before listening to my smooth jazz, but I had 3 cups of coffee and apparently that didn't work. I fell asleep at the wheel and just for 4 seconds while travelling at a speed of 100 kilometres an hour, the car went for about 100 or so metres without me being in control. Luckily, I scraped along the wall, which in turn slowed me down, but I smashed into the barrier and now I have permanent nerve damage.
Wow, that must have been really scary. I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Brad, did you have anything else you wanted to say to the viewers before we let you go?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you're young or old. If you consider yourself, say, between the ages of 30 and 64, call yourself an empty nest one. You might not be resting as much as you should, learn your limits and have a sleep when you're tired so you don't end up dead.
Wow, what a powerful message. There, thank you, Brad. And this is all the time we have for today. This is Jacqueline Lowe signing off today and seeing you tomorrow on Today Tomorrow.